stuff that we just can't shift. And when your energy system, when you lay down, your energy system lies horizontally. And when we move all the limbs in this certain way, and we do all these things synchronized, it allows our parasympathetic nervous system to come into play. So your relaxation response happens and you get a nice clear head, strong body, and you feel so much better. So that's what we're going to work with this morning again. We're going to do an activation to begin with. So we'll loosen up, shake out the body, twist the spine. We're going to come down onto the ground, and then we're going to open up the shoulders. I think that's really, really important. And then we're going to work with the dynamic relaxation. So I'm going to, I can't do yoga with sleeves on. That's just me. So bringing yourself to a standing position on your mat. And we're going to start off by giving both hands a shake. And just feel down into your fingertips, loosening up. So you may notice I've got two shadows behind me. It's because I still have no lights in my home. I've got two lamps on me this morning. I feel like I'm on a movie set or something. So just shaking out any tension from your fingers, any phone holding, baking, driving, all those things that we do. Feel that flow go into the palms of your hands and your wrists, and then take it into the forearms and the elbows. It's so nice to see you all this morning. Give your knees a bend and feel the vibration go into your shoulders. Any tension, tiredness just dissolve. Feel the ground underneath your feet. Lovely. We're going to take the hands up through the midline now. And let them go all the way up above your head. That's it. Once you've got the arms up above your head, your legs stop shaking, give your hands a really good shake up there. And then breathe in and stretch up. That's it. Feel a lovely stretch through the whole of your spine. And lift the sternum so you create space in the ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out, let your shoulders relax. And then breathe in again. As you breathe out, let both arms come down. Create a circle just in front so you can see both hands as they come down by your sides. Arms are feeling quite different. Take the weight onto your left leg, pop your hands onto your hips and lift your right foot and circle your toes. Use your core muscles to help support your balance. Letting the toes go around. My ankle is a ball and socket joint. Just feel that lovely relaxing circular movement. Circle outwards and then circle in. Pop your toe down for a moment. Refresh your core and then give your foot a shake. Feel as though the sole of your foot is made out of jelly. Feel soft and relaxed. And the toes relaxed. The heel, the arch of your foot. And then let that flow go up into your ankle and your calf muscle. Into your knee, into your thigh. And then that lovely movement travels up into your hip. And then let the leg just come in front. So you kick down through the top of your foot. And then let the leg go across the body. And when we do movements like this, it really benefits the brain. Helps your focus and concentration. Bring the foot back around and place it down. Take the weight into your right leg. Core muscles on, lift your left foot and circle your toes. Taking circles outwards to begin with. Finding something still and steady to focus on. And then go the other way as well. Limbering up ankles. Put your foot down for a moment, refresh core, give your foot a shake. Again, feel the sole of the foot loosening up. Just letting that awareness go right down to the bottom of your body and the sole, the bit that connects with the earth as you walk. Your toes, arch of your foot, and then into the ankle, calf muscle. So releasing latent energy for the day. Our energy can become trapped in our muscles, in our joints, ligaments. When we move, it helps us to create that energy we need. Let it go up into your knee and into your thigh. And then let the leg come to the front. Take it across the body. Sometimes helps to put your hands out when you do that one. And then bring the foot down, place it down, and have a whole body shimmy and a shake around. Bring your body into harmony. Feel that energy flow. When we work with flowing movements, we just move, drawing prana, life force energy. Okay, come back to standing. Where are we going now? We're going to go up to the shoulders actually. So, for a second, it's got heart rate going, hasn't it? Let your shoulders come up towards your ears, breathe in. And as you breathe out, relax those shoulders down. We're going to do that again, breathing in, lifting the shoulders. Feel space in the ribs. And breathe out, let them come down. You begin to just circle the shoulders back. And start off with quite small circles. Just easing into it. And as your shoulders begin to move, let the hips be included in the movement. So shoulders lead, hips move. And you feel it in your knees, in your ankles. And then can you notice how it affects the soles of your feet? And start to let your elbows lift out to the side. This is so important because it creates a stretch in the intercostal muscles. Space. And then our third stage is just to swing the arms through. As we do this, it compresses the kidneys. So it's great letting go of any toxins and squeezes those adrenals. What helps us to let go of stress and feeling any feelings of anxiousness. And I just love how this movement lends itself to a figure of 8. So just let both palms face one another. Step your feet wide. And this morning, really take up the space that you're in. In a nice number 8 on its side. If we want to use some flowery language, it's a symbol of infinity. It goes on and on. And you can let it be big, or you can draw your energy in and really isolate that figure of 8. Whatever you do this morning, allow yourself to be fully committed to the movement. So you're letting it take you wherever you might need to go to stretch out any part of the spine. You can close your eyes if you wish. And it's feeling pretty springy outside. You can feel as though you're spring cleaning your energy body. And I say that in every season of the year. Why not? Reaching. And then with your figure of 8, make your way down towards the ground. Still keep your movement happening. It can either be that that figure of 8, or you can change it and just have a nice relaxing half moon shape. Whatever you're doing, feel this sense of relaxation in the sacrum. And then let your body become still. And you're just resting in a nice wide-legged forward bend. And just pause down here for a moment or two. Feel a stretch through the backs of your legs. You can bend your knees. And then just walk your feet closer together. So they come to hip distance. Bend your knees deeply so your belly, your abdomen rests onto your thighs. And then take a breath or two. And the breath doesn't have much space to move into. So again, you feel expansion in the ribs. And we're going to stand up now. So engage those core muscles and begin to stand up. Using core, pressing down into the ground. You're going to take your hands all the way up through the midline and stretch up. Breathe in as you rise up. Palms face down towards the ground. We're going to flow down and just enjoy a few standing stretches. Forward bends coming down. Bending your knees, engaging core, and unfurling your spine as you rise up. And you can even open the arms up. Experience a nice deep stretch through the chest. Breathe in, flow down, relaxing as you come down. Knees bend once more, rising up. This time as you come up, I'm going to invite you to bring your palms together. Just taking your time. And then let your body just come over towards the right side. You've got a nice stretch down through the left. Engage core, lift back up. Relax into the left side. And then lifting back up. Let both hands come down either side of the body, sink into the knees. Core muscles on, palms face upwards, rise up. And palms face down, sinking down. So you're coming into what we call that hara stance, into the knees bent. You're going to rise back up one more time. Breathe in, lift up. Spine lengthens. Palms face down, flow back down into your forward bend. This time just spend a moment or two down here. Bend your knees as it's comfortable for you. The crown of the head hang over the ground. And just tip in the head lower than the heart. Okay, bend your knees, take your fingertips behind at your ankles. And then as you stand up, trace the fingertips up the back line of the legs and slide your hands in underneath your rib cage. Then we're going to lift sternum, ease hips forward, chin towards the chest. Just enjoy this stretch through the front of the body. Engage core muscles, lift back up, release your hands, come back down, final forward bend this one. Just have a sense of letting go of any feelings, thoughts, anything that's not serving you on this day. Letting go of stress. And then begin to stand back up. Now this time, take your hands around the side so that both hands come up as if you are making like a bit like a snow angel. And it's a lovely feeling gathering up. Palms come together. And then guide your hands down to come to settle in front of your heart. Release your hands down. There's one more activation movement I think is very, very important, and it's the twist we do standing up. So just let your knees be soft, feet are a bit more than hip distance, and just start turning left to right. Arms be very loose. Hands just tap in low to begin with. And it's just as though we're turning the base of the body, turning the coccyx. Movement comes from the hips. We're going to start to lift the arms up. The hands are just tapping in around the level of the elbows. And our spine is just like a dynamic being within itself. Latent energy, so dormant energy can be sitting in the ligaments, again in the joints and the discs within your back, vertebra. So when we move in this way, again, it can help to give you more energy for the day. So let your hands come to shoulder height now. Just a little stretch in there. And then take the arms up into the space above. There'll be a twist happening from the base. And you've got that element of air. Embracing change. It reminds us to let go. Let your arms come back down. We're only going to do 2 stages of our twist today. So this next stage is to lift your heels. And ease into it like that sternum lift. And steadily let your arms lift again. Take your time. You know your body, so when your arms are ready to come up overhead. You can stretch out the fingers and just really enjoy moving. Feeling free. And we'll let those arms come back down. Let the arms, let the feet be still. Just stop moving on their own. So the body's activated. So you've got you from your heads and into your body. One final thing, just a movement for the hips. Pop your hands on your hips and circle your hips around a few times. First of all, just let the hips move. And then try and keep your shoulders still. And it becomes a little bit more challenging. So you're just taking the hips around, but we're trying to keep the shoulders a bit more still. And go the other way as well. You just come to standing and stand for a moment. Bring your feet to hip distance. And we're going to go into a very relaxed Tadasana mountain pose. So just feel the ground underneath your feet, your heels, balls of the feet, toes spread. Notice your calf muscles. Knees are soft. Your awareness rise up into your thighs and park your pelvis into that neutral place. Breathe out and gently engage those core muscles. So lifting pelvic floor and drawing in transversus abdominis. As you breathe in now, let the sternum lift and feel a lengthening through your spine. Just take a moment to embrace that breath being received, released. And you want to lift your shoulders and take your shoulders back. Sinking into that perfect posture, your perfect posture. Draw your chin back to lengthen your neck. Feel the crown of your head rising up. Just arriving into that place of peacefulness, into your stillness. Standing in your power, your wisdom. And we invite you to come down into your mats. And the first movement we do on the mat, you might want to have a little cushion. And we're going to be laid on one side. So this is my time to Sort my wonky mats out. There we go. They're quite straight this morning. So come down onto one side. You want to have your spine in a straight line. Pop a little cushion under your head or a blanket. And you want your knees at 90 degrees to your body. So your knees are out in front. And then bring both arms out in front and have one hand on top of the other hand. And once you get down here, just be still for a moment or two. So the hand that's on top is going to become like the pencil of a compass. And you're going to start to trace a circle all around. The hand is going to go up overhead. And if possible, you want to keep your fingers in connection with the ground. But at times they will come away. And you just let the shoulder girdle roll, left shoulder comes down to the mat. And then your hand connects to your hip, towards your knee, and then the hands reconnect. And we're just going to go around a few times and synchronizing your breath. So breathing in as your arm comes up, and breathe out as your arm comes down. Just enjoying that circling movement. And a nice stretch through the pecs. To your back. And as you circle in this way, feel as though any tension that's been sitting onto your shoulders is just being released, dissolved, circling your arm around. I'm just going to go around one more time. Pause. So when your hands reconnect, so I'm just going to wait for everybody to get back to the same place. So the hand on top, what we're going to do is we're going to lift the arm up so it's vertical, and then we're going to bring it down, but we're also going to synchronize the breath into it. So as you lift your arm up, you breathe in, and as the arm comes down, you breathe out, and just let your head turn and pause with your arm down there and take a big deep breath into the chest, the lungs, into that space. And then you're going to lift that arm back up, refresh core, so use your core, and your breath arm lifts up and it comes back down. And then just working with that in your own time. So as your breath enters your lungs, arm lifts up, you can have a little bend in the elbow and the arm comes down behind. Just take a moment or two to embrace that stretch. And then just enjoying one more, so we do 3 of these. Arm comes down, head turns, spaciousness in the body, in the chest, the lungs, spine. And then lift up, both palms reconnect. And then all we're doing now is turn it over onto the other side. So just let yourself very gently onto the other side and set yourself up in the same way. So knees are 90 degrees to the body, spine is in a straightish line. Both palms are facing one another, core muscles are gently engaged. Breathe out. And as you breathe in, start to let that arm create that circle up overhead, and you're just going to go around a few times. Make sure you've got enough space as the arm goes behind you. The arm is as heavy as possible, and we're using it as a vehicle to stretch out the pecs, the chest. And this can really help if you sit at a computer for a long time and you get a strain from using the mouse. This is one of the key movements that can help to dissolve that RSI. And then when your hands reconnect this time, just pause. And then we begin our, call it the scripture movement. So refresh your core. And as you breathe in, let that arm lift up on that in-breath, and it comes down as you breathe out, head turns. Take a moment to breathe in and relax as you breathe out. Breathe in as the arm lifts up, and you exhale as the hand comes down. And we're going to do this 3 times, so you enjoy that 2 more times. And then as your hands reconnect on that 3rd time, just take a moment to be still. And then we're going to slowly bring body back up. I'm going to invite you to take your time. Just slide your palms in and bring yourself back to a seated position. And I'm actually going to sit on my cushion for this next bit, but give yourself a moment, because when you're down on the ground, it can be a little bit, you feel a bit heavy when you first come back up. So, if you want to move your camera so I can see you. But for this one, really, you're on the ground, so a lot of the time you can't see me. But what I do is, if I can see that you're not getting the movement, I'll do the movement. But most of the time when we do this, I'll be sat here because I guide you through it. But as I say, if I can see that you're not getting it, I'll launch myself into whatever movement we're doing. So we're going to work with the absolutely gorgeous gift, the dynamic relaxation. And it's called a dynamic relaxation because you are moving all the time. So your awareness is finely tuned. So you're really in the moment. And what happens is when you've got that one-pointed focus, the relaxation response is activated. So I've got you sitting here for this moment because I wanted to demonstrate and for us to anchor some of the movements that you'll be drawing in light into your body. And these movements come towards the end of the relaxation. And the first movement that we create is we draw light into the body by the means of the Akash mudra. And the Akash mudra is to bring your thumbs together and your first fingers and to create this triangle. So would you like to just create that? I'm trying to find a bit where you can see without my wall. So you've got your Akash mudra. And then I'm going to invite you to take your Akash mudra all the way up above your head. And just notice what that feels like. And you can tilt the triangle shape down as if light was pouring through that triangle into the crown of your head. Yes, and what we're going to do is just draw that triangle down in front of the eyebrow center, down towards the throat, and then cross your wrists over. So you get this lovely kind of dove, that's what I called it, that's it. And then you continue bringing your hands down. Now this time as we take the arms up, we're going to breathe in, like one whole breath, take both hands up. You're filling the body with light. Now your hands, the thumbs, create that Akash, and then your first finger. It can be a bit tricky up above the head. We're going to guide the hands down again, bringing that light down towards the crown, front of the Ajna center of the eyebrows, throat center. And then as you come over your chest, cross your arms over and then continue drawing that light down. And we'll practice it one more time. So breathe in. Your hands will be about 1 centimetre off the floor as you do this. So it takes a lot of concentration and core. Akasha Mudra connection, that's it. Guide the hands down. Light fills the body, amplifies the eyebrow center. Throat center fills. Wrists cross over. Let's come down. I'm going to demonstrate our second movement now, so just watch me for a second. This movement we're going to do, it balances the polarities. So it connects your Muladhara chakra, so the base of your body, connects it to Sahasrara. So the flat of the hand, so the little finger and the side of the palm, just rests underneath the navel. And what will happen is the opposite arm is going to go up, so I'll just show you. Palm faces down, and you guide that light down, down, down. And then the left hand is underneath the right hand comes out. Bring in that light. Breathe out. So, bring both of your hands in to your, just underneath your navel. And if you have your right hand on the bottom, because we did the right first. So left hand is on top, little finger against the body. And same again, so refresh your core. And one breath if possible, you're going to lift your right hand up above the head, palm faces down. You breathe out and you bring that light down to Muladhara. Right hand goes underneath the left, cradle that hand and bring the left hand up. Breathe in, bring that left hand up. Breathe out, bring that hand down. So balancing polarity. And we'll just do it one more time. So left hand goes underneath the right and comes out. And both hands come down by the side. So this is the third movement. You know this one really, really well. I'll just demo it for you and see if you recognise it. So both hands by your sides, and we're going to breathe in and we're going to again bring that light into the chest, into the body. Breathe in, take both hands up. And then we're just going to do stage 2. So bring your thumb and your first finger together, so Akash. Amplifying that light. And then arms cross over, arms come down either side of the body. And then you make the Akash just around the navel, so around tummy button, with your Akasha Mudra pointing down. And you, when we're laying down, you let your hands just rest on your body and breathe into that space. You let it fill with that light. And then we end by just bringing the hands up and placing them onto the chest. So we'll just do that now, just to complete light into the body. So those movements on their own are a fantastic, energizing, peaceful practice. Arms come together. And then it's time for you to lay down. And lay down onto your backs now. So you'll be on your backs with your legs stretched out. It's normally not done with a cushion underneath the head, but again, if you really need a cushion underneath your head to support your neck, please do that. If you need to bend your legs, you do. So don't feel pain with your legs stretched out. Personally, I always end up having to bend my knees towards the end of it. So do feel like you can bend your knees. But for the start, and you can put a cushion underneath your knees. You want to, or if you feel a bit cool, you can even put a little cushion on your tummy. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. And we just start off in Shavasana, so just laying still. For most of this, as I say, I'm going to be sitting, so I'm talking you through it. But if I can see that the movement is, if you're struggling with it, I'll start to do the movement. So you can just check that you're okay. But I think most of us here we've been doing it for quite a long time. So just feeling your body relaxing, just taking a few moments to breathe. All the movements we're going to work with the breath. And just inviting in a sense of stillness. Let your awareness come towards your right arm and your right hand. And as you breathe in, let that right arm lift up. So it lifts up vertical above the body. And as you breathe out, the arm comes down to the mat behind you. And it can come down anywhere. You can bend your elbow, it can be palm down or facing up. Just let that arm come down to the mat behind. And then refresh your core muscle. Breathe in. And as you breathe in, that arm lifts up. And as you breathe out, the hand comes back down by your hip. And we're going to do the same on the left side now. So breathing in as your left arm lifts up. Breathe out as it comes down behind. So one whole breath. Engaging core, breathing in, let that arm lift back up. Breathe out as it comes down. So the first part of this movement is alternating arms. So each time you breathe in, the arm lifts. So I'm going to invite you to get into a rhythm with your own breath. Taking a very short pause in between. When your breath is ready to re-enter your lungs, you just refresh core and lift. So just getting into that beautiful cycle of alternating your arms. Focusing on lifting on your in-breath. And as you exhale, the arm comes down. We're just starting to refine the breath and the movements, so the quality of the breath, synchronizing. Just alternating arms. Now you've established a rhythm. Bring your awareness now into the subtle movements within your spine. Each time you breathe in, and notice that relaxing feeling as you breathe out. And we'll just enjoy 2 more on each side now. Just taking time to sink into that pause. Just slow in the breath. When you've completed your two, just let your body be still. Okay, so now we're going to begin to move the legs and the arms. What's going to happen is we're first of all going to work on the right side, and as your right arm lifts, your right leg is going to lift as well. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, the knee comes in towards the chest, arm comes down, and then as you breathe in again, arm lifts up, knee lifts up, exhale, and the two limbs reach the ground at the same time. And then we do the same on the left. Breathe in, breathe out, knee comes down, in, and breathe out. So it's almost like there's a thread attached between your palm and your knee. It's a synchronization of movement. Concentrating. Which requires your full attention. There's no room for other thoughts. And this is the secret to having a relaxed mind, that one-pointed focus. Being able to really, really tune in that full awareness, that presence. The breath lifts you up. The breath will relax you down. Again, we're just going to end on two more on each side. Let's see if you can hear the sound of your breath. Relaxing exhalation. And after the two on each side again, just let your body come into that still place. Just let yourself be still and feel the points on your body. You can notice the ground. And then we begin to alternate. So you're going to lift your left leg and your right arm. So it's opposites now. Always as you breathe in, the arm and the knee get that upright position. And as you breathe out, come down to the mat. We call these movements, when we're using opposite limbs, they're called cross-patterning movements. And we know that they're great for the brain. Help us to focus, concentrate. Really sinking into those movements. And then allowing your body just to pause. After you've completed this next one, just let your body pause. And completely relax. So we're going to begin the next phase or the next stage. And you're going to begin by drawing your right knee in towards your chest. And the first thing to do is to breathe in. And as you breathe out, just gently press that right knee down towards your chest. And then as you breathe out, just let the knee relax. Keep your hand still on the knee. And then we're going to begin to circle the knee around. And the knee goes out towards the right side. And you just start off with small circles. And these circles become more expansive. The diameter of the circle increases as your knee goes out to the right side. And you might need to take your left hand off your knee as that circle, that diameter increases. As the circle increases, we're working here in the area of your root chakra, Muladhara. And the colour associated with Muladhara is a deep ruby red. So as you move your hip, that ball and socket joint, feel as though it's been infused with a deep ruby red colour. And the chakra, the energy vortex here, it's said it has 4 petals. So you could feel as though as the pressure moves around the sacrum and the base, you're visiting those 4 petals. And let your circles become smaller now. Still keep the same direction, but circle them in so they become smaller. And then just pause, and we're going to circle them out again in the opposite direction. So breathe in that ruby red colour in, like a jewel, soothing and nurturing your hip joint. I want you to feel settled. And circle the knee back in. Let your circles become wide as your hand comes off your knee. And then make them smaller. Lovely. And then pause with your knee, with your hand on your knee. Okay, breathe in. And as you breathe out, press the knee down towards the chest. And then, depending on how you're feeling this morning, head and neck, lift your nose up towards your knee. And then let your head go back down. Bring your foot over, so your foot goes onto the opposite knee, and your hand should already be on your knee. Place your other hand onto the ground, and then breathe in. As you breathe out, your hips and pelvis are going to roll, and you go into that beautiful stretch. Let your head turn so you're looking the other way, and relax into that stretch and feel as though a ray of light, warmth is in your spine. It becomes brighter as you relax into that shape. Use your core, use your breath, roll back to the middle. And we're going to repeat it again. So draw your knee back down towards your chest. Press it down, lift your nose up. Hello, knee. Your head come back down. Place your foot onto your knee. The other arm onto the ground. Breathe in and breathe out. Go back into your twist. And this allows the energy, the awareness to rise. Clearing that pathway from Muladhara to Sahasrara, crown. And then roll back to the middle. Now this time, place your hands behind your thigh, your knee bent, and lift your leg up towards the ceiling. Now, if it's more comfortable to bend the other leg, please do. We're just stretching the hamstrings. So I know a few of you have got quite tight hamstrings, me too. And then draw that leg down. If you want to increase your stretch, draw the toes down towards you. Relaxing into that hamstring stretch. Okay, that foot's going to come down onto the mat now. So place that foot down and slide it away. And you've got a huge difference on both sides of the body. So the other knee is going to come in now. I think it's your left one. And we repeat that whole process. So breathe in, breathe out, press your left knee down towards your chest. As you breathe out, it just bounces back to its original position. And then you begin your circling movements. And you circle out to the left this time. And you'll find that you might need to take one hand from the knee as your circles become bigger. Let your circles really spiral out. And you've got that ruby red colour in your hip. You can close your eye and feel that nurturing, light, soothing, balancing. And let your circles become small again. And then change your direction. And we're visiting those petals of that chakra, energy vortex or wheel. And the chakras are the subtle energy body through the lens through which we experience life. Okay, so let your circle become smaller again with your knee. And then let the knee become still. And then we begin that. Press the knee down towards your chest, and then your nose comes up to your knee. Bring the head back down to the mat when you're ready. I think it's your left foot this time. So left foot comes over to right knee. Right hand onto the knee, left hand on the mat, breathe in. And as you breathe out, it comes down to the mat, your head turns. So you're looking in the opposite direction. Shoulders are down. And take time to take a big deep breath into that shape. Relax into your shape. Use your core muscles and breath, come back to the middle. Press your knee down again. Lift your nose up to the knee. Head comes down. Repeat that same stretch. So it's half Maltese cross. We breathe in. And as you breathe out, hips and pelvis roll, head turns. And the body relaxes here. That light moves up your spine from the base. We roll back to the middle. And you place your hands behind your thigh. And the leg stretches up towards the ceiling. And it's as though you've got a bit of resistance against that leg. So the leg's trying to go down to the mat, but you're holding the back of your thigh. And pressing gently. Increasing the stretch by tilting the toes towards you. And then let the leg relax. Bring the heel down onto the mat, slide the leg away. And then if you want to, just readjust your body so you're back in a straight line. Okay. This next movement is a bit different to what you might have experienced before. So underneath, on your back, we've got a curve, a natural curve called a lordosis. And quite often when we're laid down like this, we flatten it down. But in this case, we're going to over we're going to extend that lordosis. So you just slide your pelvis forward and you want to create more of a gap underneath your back. And I'm just sliding my hands underneath the space so you can see where I mean. So that curve of your back, you're over extending it. And take a breath into that overextension. The coccyx will be down, top of your glutes. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, relax the back down onto the mat. So we're going to do this in 3 stages. So that was stage 1. So now we're going to do stage 1 again. So overextend that curve, but this time you're going to draw your shoulder blades together. So your back is arched. And you can feel a really nice stretch through your spine. And again, take a breath in that shape. And then breathe out, let your body come back down to the back rest. Again. And then the 3rd stage is overextend the lordosis, so that curve, shoulder blades together, and then you press your arms down into the mat. So your elbows and your forearms. And then you relax the body back down into the mat. Press your heels into the mat and then begin to circle your toes around. So they go to the side, towards you, other side, away. And change your direction as well. And then let your body be still. Take note, see how you feel it. And what we're going to do now is we are going to take a journey through the rainbow. A journey through our chakra system. So have both of your hands by your side with your palms facing in towards your body. And we'll do a trial run before we bring in the colour. So what we're going to do is lift both arms up, and that both palms are going to face each other. As you breathe in, the arms lift up above the body, both palms parallel. And as you breathe out, they come down to the ground behind you. And it doesn't matter how they come down, they can just relax down there. Take a nice big deep breath. That's it. Yeah, bend your knees if you need to. Engage core, breathe in, let those arms lift up. And exhale as they come back down by your sides. We're going to go into now, we're going to move through that rainbow, but I'm going to bring in the colours of your chakra system. So first of all, just start to lift both palms up. And the level of the hips and the base of the colour is that ruby red. Lifting a little bit more so the hands are above the sacral area. Colour is orange. It's Swadhisthana. Up above the solar plexus, the colour is yellow, like the sunrise at Manipura. Heart centre, it's green, emerald green. Going that bit further to throat centre of Vishuddhi, the colour is turquoise. And then a bit further up above the eyebrow centre, we've got indigo or Heshna. And then up above at the crown of your head, colour is violet or gold. That's Sahasrara. I'm going to lift back up through those chakra colours. So Sahasrara, indigo, turquoise at the throat, heart centre, emerald green, sacral centre, solar plexus yellow, sacral centre orange, and ruby red. Just let the arms rest for a moment. And then we're going to begin to work with our shields of light. Just let the arms relax down there, and the hands are going to lift up from the ground about a centimetre. And the palms face upwards, and you're going to take both arms up above the head as if in that snow angel and you're breathing that light through your body. The thumbs are going to connect into the Akash Mudra and channeling that light down, guiding the hands towards the crown of the head. That light fills the body, infuses every cell. The hands move over Ajna at the eyebrows. Light fills up throat center. And as you come towards the heart center, your arms cross over, your wrists cross, and then you draw that light down through the trunk of the body, down towards the hips. You're doing it perfectly right. And then we do this 3 times. So we're going to breathe in, let those arms lift. Body fills with light, sealing that shield of light. Thumbs connect, index fingers filled with space, guiding that light down over the crown, touching the center at the eyebrows, face, the throat, cross your wrist over, and then down through the body, guiding that light all the way down through your body, in balance, harmonized. Final time doing this shield of light. Hands lift up, connecting your thumbs, next, hands come down, 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 guiding that light into Sahasrara, filling the body. Hands, wrists crossed over at heart center, hands come down. Let your hands rest by your sides for a moment. So we've created the first shield of light. Now you're going to bring your left palm out and place your little finger against your body on the side of your hand, so your palm's facing up, and then the right hand is going to go up overhead. We're going to create that polarity. So right hand goes up, body fills with light, palm faces down, and you're connecting Sahasrara to Muladhara as you bring that hand down through your body. Brilliant. You're going to cradle your left hand in your right and bring your left hand overhead. Breathe it up. Palm faces down, drawing that light down. Then let your left hand cradle the right. Right hand goes up. Bring that light down, so connecting Sahasrara down to Muladhara. This is the right side, isn't it? So this is our left. This is our last time this time. The left hand comes up. One whole breath, body fills with light, we're amplifying. And let your hands just be cradled just on your abdomen for a moment. And then let both hands come off your tummy, so they're just by your sides. And then our final part of the shield of light is the breath of Arjuna, breath of our warrior. So you're going to cross both arms over, and it's as though you've been lifted by your elbows, and that light fills up the body, fills up the chest. First time we do it, we don't create Akash Mudra, so let the hands just come down either side of the body. That light showers over you, whole body filled with light. So this time alternate the hands, so opposite hand on top. This time we create Akash Mudra up overhead. So thumbs connect, first finger connect. Take a breath or two, let that light travel in through that shape, filling the crown, feel Sahasrara, face, the chest, the throat. And then release your mudra, let your hands come down either side of the body. With that absolute control, that presence, let your thumbs connect again just above just onto your lower abdomen. And you can let your hands gently rest. And just resting in Mudra, that space. And feel the light filling Muladhara, the base. Soothing and nourishing. It's going to hold the mudra long enough to build up that light. And then let both of your hands break that lovely, that dove shape, that chakra mudra, and let your hands just rest onto your chest. Elbows pointing down. We're just going to rest here for a moment or two. And silently affirm, I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. And then if you wish to move your hands, you can do, and just pull a blanket over you. If you want to stay where you are and you're warm enough, you can. We're going to be in relaxation just for a few minutes. It's just nice to have the warmth of the blanket, and also I realised it's the way it feels. So it's that comforting feeling. So just roll yourself into a shape where you're comfortable and you're warm. Just settling yourselves back in the ground underneath. And as you breathe in now, if you feel that you want to tighten the muscles in your body, you can. And just breathe into it. And breathe out, just letting go. We're just going to breathe in one more time, and this time, just tighten the muscles, just 50% of what you just did. So it's very, very gentle. Breathing in, hearing the quality of that breath, and as you breathe out, allow this out breath just to transport you into a place you can be very still. And just allow the body to rest in this place. I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. And just resting here in this place of stillness. Allowing those words it's going to start to reawaken the body now. And to do that, we're going to use the brightness of the sun, but we're also going to use the anticipation of the spring season. So above the crown of your head, allow yourself to see an image of our sun, Surya, and in the sky, See some birds and hear the sound of those birds. And see the sky is blue. And the brightness of that sunshine shines upon the crown of your head. Just inviting that sunshine into your body to energize you, to rebalance and to harmonize your energy system on all levels. And as you deepen the breath, that light flows over your eyes, replenishing your eyes, breathing in and feeling as though you're breathing in the smells of springtime, the smell of the hyacinths, and that freshness flowing down over your shoulders, into your arms, into your hands, and just moving your fingers, breathing into the upper part of the chest and feeling energized, feeling revitalized. Subtle movements return to the body, and that awareness flows down into your spine. Stop moving your hips, adjusting yourself, and that light fills up every cell within your system. Goes down into your hips and into your legs, into your knees, into your calf muscles, your ankles and your feet. And that light of the sun, that radiant light, the sun who shines upon us all equally. Om Mitraya Namaha. Into your toes. And then just having a stretch and taking your time, because you've been laid down for so long. Just having a stretch and maybe turning yourself over onto whichever side suits you best this morning. And affirm one more time. I am filled with peace. I am filled with peace. And then just having a little smile just for yourself. Feel your eyes smiling, your cheeks. Then press your palms into the mat and bring yourself back into your seated position. Just keep your eyes closed. Smiling long. Start bringing the palms together and just slowly bring the palms together. Fingers and creating that friction between the palms, and just start rubbing the hands, making them warmer. Bringing you back into your physical body. And then once your hands get nice and warm, you can pop them over your eyes and just let your eyes open up gently into that darkened space. Get the eyes to open and just start separating your fingers so the light travels in and adjusts. And then you might just want to give yourself a gentle tap on your face and your head and bring yourself back to your physical structure. And then after all that laying down, so give yourself a dust off. Let it all go and give yourself a beautiful, generous hug to end. And there's two sides, so we know. We've balanced them both this morning. And then we'll just end, we'll take the hands up above the body, your palms come together, and guide your hands down in front of your hearts. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings be at peace. I'll welcome you back. Extra hug there. So I do hope that you enjoyed this morning's class. It's been an absolute pleasure.